Now, Swamp Sessions. Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser's unfiltered reaction to today's Gators game. Driven by Atlantic Infiniti, North Florida's #1 Infiniti retailer. Live from Voodoo Brewing Company in San Marco.
All right, welcome to the initial premiere edition of Swamp Sessions. Hicken and Prosser, unfiltered talk about the Florida Gators. You just watched them. We just watched them. 55-0, they win. A lot of things to talk about, a lot to get into, Jeff, as we go over what exactly happened out on the field tonight. We're going to say everything we say with this in mind. I'm telling you, I think that was the worst. By the way, and we're live at Voodoo Brewing Company. Yeah, appreciate them having us
we'll
out.
Be all year
Great
long.
Place.
Yeah.
Great place. We got LSU Clemson up right here, so
Sure.
We're digging that. But that team they played tonight, I'm not sure, and I mean this, I'm not sure if they would have beat Rains High School. Rains High School beat Sandalwood 77-0 this weekend. I am not sure if they would beat Rains High School.
You know, it's funny. It's funny you said that. I think kind of the idea behind this is just about after every Gator game, we're on the phone. And so the idea is for you to kind of eavesdrop on what those conversations go like. So I intentionally didn't call on the way in so
Thank you so much.
We could keep the spontaneity of conversation and not talk about everything before we came in here and talked about it. But I kid you not, one of the first observations I was going to make was, I'm not sure that's not the worst team that I've ever seen at the Swamp.
I think we said that going into the week, right? I think we said Florida beat Central Michigan in 97. It was like was it 82-6, and they beat West Texas State in 82, 77-14. That's just off the top of my head, so I'm not 100% positive.
No, those are right.
I think those are accurate.
Scored 70, I believe, on Kentucky one
This
day.
team from the NEC with the 6,000-seat venue, practicing in their gym because they can't practice at night because they don't have lights. Look, they came in, they tried, but it was just they got a first down on the first series, and I was miffed.
Yeah.
And yet, I'm going to say this, and I'll get your reaction. 55-0, they win with ease. We'll go over the numbers. The offense wasn't very good tonight.
It's the nitpick edition
of
Swamp Session.
I knew it wasn't very good.
What are you going to
There's 3 possessions in a row. They did nothing. What the hell was that?
Yeah. What?
I mean, they should have been able to score at will. I got to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
DJ didn't look great.
Well, he hadn't played all.
I guess not.
This is the perils of
I guess not
developing any time.
I guess he really wasn't practicing.
I'm not
he
sure.
Looks, I'm going to say it, bulky. Bulky.
Oh, bulky. Okay.
Bulky.
I got Jag flashbacks
I know.
there for a second.
Doesn't he? Does he
Nothing
look a
that
little
bad.
bulky to you?
A little hobbled, little.
Did he look a little slow?
I kind of got that vibe from him last year. You know, he's got that escapability usually. I do feel like this.
Yeah.
I feel like every time the dude takes a hit or goes down awkward,
Yeah.
I'm a little bit worried
I
how
don't
he's going
like
to get
that.
back up.
I know.
I think the biggest development out of week one is this is why practices are closed.
Yeah.
The fact that Tramel Jones isn't just the backup quarterback, but is a pretty darn good one through the first effort.
He was terrific tonight.
He was as good as DJ was.
He was. Now, again, we say all this keeping in mind who they were playing.
Of course.
And I thought the offensive line was not great because I expect the offensive line to be great. That wasn't great tonight. All right. Jaden Ball broke a lot of tackles to get his 100 yards. He had to work for it.
Boy, he's good.
Terrific. He's terrific. Vernell Brown III. Wow.
Oh, what a catch.
First, what is he? The only the third true freshman ever start at wide receiver. Percy Harvin.
Antonio Callaway.
And Antonio Callaway. That's pretty good company right there. He was terrific. And again, I also want to keep in mind who Florida didn't have tonight because they were missing some dudes.
For sure.
And if Dallas Wilson, who you saw in the spring game, is the player that we think he is with Vernell Brown. And again, Billy, with Trey Wilson,
is he allowed to run downfield?
Gosh.
There's a rule.
5 catches for -4 yards.
Touchdown,
Can we stop the edge stuff? We got a big quarterback with a big-time arm. We're working the edges. Let's get the ball down the field, man. We had 3 possessions in a row. Kicker had a bad night.
Yeah, I missed a couple. So
made
the 56.
And again, 55-0. And it is
hear
nitpicking, but
it's
sorry. That's a bad team they played. That's a horrible team they played. Thank God. And I'm not apologizing for that because it all amps up in 7 days. South Florida's good. And then it gets really tough.
Well, the reality of it is this. Florida's schedule, we already know it's tough. Right?
Yeah.
You don't have to explain it. You don't have to defend it, right?
No.
Well, this just in.
Yeah.
It got a lot tougher in the last 4 days.
Yes, it did.
South Florida is better than we thought, and FSU beat the pants off of Alabama.
We're not talking about that. This is Swamp Sessions.
From a schedule standpoint, nor do I want to.
Yes.
But an already difficult schedule is going to get more difficult. This will, by a million miles, be the easiest. They did, for the most part, what they should do. I'm with you. Could have been 79-0, probably.
Yes. Lagway 15-18 for 120
Very
yards.
efficient.
Only 120 yards. Tramel Jones, 11-17, 124 yards. Combined, they threw 5 touchdowns. Lagway did throw 3 touchdowns. Jaden Ball had 9 for 104. Second leading rusher tonight, Rubio. Marco's kid, 5 for 27. Jackson only 7 for 24. Clark had 5 for 19.
Hey, Livingston.
Yeah.
You know, you're allowed to get those knees dirty, buddy.
Yeah.
Might want to go to the ground on that seam route. It wasn't that bad a pass.
I will say this.
Well,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 different cat spot footballs.
Yeah,
tonight.
a lot of backs.
That's the good news. Now, the problem was with the offense. The defense, clap it up, man. They were great.
Yeah.
They were great. Oh, by the way, also tonight, back to the offense for just a second, at least 11 Long Island U, LIU Sharks, who have players who have no stars, at least 11 tackles for loss. 11.
No, I noticed the same thing as the game was going on.
What was that?
Look, if on the Nitpick edition of Swamp Sessions, the one thing that you should expect.
Are they gonna get mad at us for this?
No, but I listen.
Keeping it real, man.
It's fair.
Keep it real.
I'll tell you this.
At least we're not Alabama.
There are going to be a lot bigger boys on the other side of that line in 2 weeks.
Yes.
That's a reality.
Yes.
So you certainly can't get comfortable. If I'm Billy Napier and I'm breaking down this game with my team, I'm telling what you did. 11 tackles for loss from a high school plus team?
Yeah.
How do you get pushed around on the lines of scrimmage? Now, the D-line did what they're supposed to. They chewed them up without Caleb Banks, we'll say.
Yeah.
But to your point, the O-line was certainly not dominant, at any point. And the reality is tonight doesn't matter. This was a no-win proposition. You get your quarterback back in rhythm. It kind of happened by the time they took DJ Lagway out.
Yeah.
But you're supposed to beat the stuffings out of them. The scoreboard says you did.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're Billy Napier and you're talking to your team, you're mentioning those things.
I did see one thing on offense I absolutely love. The All-American center. I love how he plays after the play. If you watch him after the play, he runs and he helps the guy up with the ball.
Slaughter.
Every time. Every single time. I love that. I love that about him. That's a great teammate to me, and that was something to be impressed about. So I thought that was good. Again, if we start talking about the defense, I saw a lot of guys out there. They played a lot of guys tonight.
They have a lot of guys.
And listen, they had a lot of guys make some plays, right? We had the kid from Baylor, Brandon Bet.
Yeah, Bet.
Bet.
Big guy.
Yeah, made a couple plays.
And the big defensive tackle also played well.
Boyro?
Yeah, Boyro.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have
Mackay Boyro.
They did not have. They were missing Banks. Caleb Banks ended up not playing tonight. So there were some guys that were missing from the lineup. We mentioned Dallas Wilson as well. He was out too. So
and that makes sense.
Aiden Mizell didn't play. Pup Howard didn't play. LJ McCray didn't play. So that's
McCray, Howard, Banks.
Those are all big time players.
3 big pieces.
Yeah.
Right. And Wilson, by all accounts, is going to be the best receiver.
Yeah.
But the receivers I thought were good.
I did too.
They got their guys that unheralded, like little or no names.
Yeah.
I thought they played well.
Yeah, I thought they played well as well. So, in a nutshell, I thought the defense was terrific. Look, it's their first shutout in 44 games.
Yep.
Last time they shut somebody out was Vanderbilt, I think. And it's the first time, because I won't apologize for who they played, because it's the first time they didn't play a ranked opponent to start the season in 4 years. So, and if you look ahead, would you be shocked if USF checks in at number 25 or 24 this week?
I'm not shocked.
Right.
Both, like I said, both those teams we referenced are probably going to enter the rankings. So that would make, at current standing, 10 Florida opponents that would be ranked.
Yeah. So
that's do you hear what I say? There's 11 games left, boys.
Tennessee didn't seem to miss a beat.
No,
they jumped
good.
right in
Yeah,
and beat the hell out of Syracuse.
The entire Florida schedule got a lot tougher today, and that includes, LSU leading in the fourth quarter at Clemson as we do this. So, and that's who comes up in 2 weeks. It's a ramp up.
Yeah.
We talked about it. This is a ramp up. Florida hasn't had to have a ramp up in a while.
Right.
You start today with high school plus.
Mm-hmm.
Next week you go to a team that, maybe you thought you were going to handle pretty
bowl
easily.
Team.
A bowl team who beat a ranked team last week.
Yeah.
And then it's LSU on the road.
Yeah.
A place that Billy Ball hasn't performed real well.
And it's funny because I think all off-season long, we said we will only go as far as DJ Lagway will take us. And the guy who probably would be the most criticized tonight might be DJ Lagway.
Well, I'll take that a step further.
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid to overreact.
Yeah.
But I've seen a lot of quarterbacks shuffle in and out in the 30-something years we've been watching Florida football. That freshman from Mandarin, that 18-year-old that they put out there at halftime, looked like he was playing in his 20th college game.
Yeah.
He looked composed.
Poised was a great word for him.
He looked confident.
Yeah.
He was in control of the offense.
Yeah.
I thought to me, that was the story of the game. To this end, the greatest fear for this Gator football season falling apart is a DJ Lagway injury. We saw what happened last year when the quarterbacks had to come in. Again, way too soon, ahead of the story.
Absolutely.
I'll take Tramel Jones on the road right now to LSU, and I'll feel like I have a fighting chance.
Ooh.
And last year with Warner, I didn't.
Well, that's fair.
I'll host Texas in the middle of the season with Tramel Jones and think I have a chance.
All right, here's a compliment to Billy Napier and his staff and the football team. Florida tonight did not commit a penalty.
Wow. I knew they didn't at half.
Did not commit a penalty.
That's amazing.
Clean game.
Yeah. That's important.
Yeah. Turnovers.
Yeah.
Nothing. So in that respect, I thought that was terrific. That's a huge positive for Florida going forward. Now, they didn't have to commit a penalty because of who they were playing, but they didn't commit a penalty.
No cheating today, gang. Nice job. Nobody cheated.
Ricky Pearsall still has the greatest catch I've ever seen by a Florida Gator.
Yeah.
But Vernell Brown, the third, whose dad, I think, had a punt return in an SEC championship game, if I'm not mistaken.
Or maybe against Michigan in the bowl game.
I thought it was against Bama, but I could be wrong.
Michigan, maybe he threw.
But I remember his granddaddy, too.
I don't remember him.
I can't get over the fact that this kid's grandfather was at Florida when I was there.
Really?
Yes.
It's
82-83, Vernell Brown.
I feel like Vernell Brown, this junior, was there last week. I feel like he was on like the 2016 team. Obviously, it was
the Browns had kids at a young age.
Obviously,
Vernell, all I can tell you.
Vernell was there. Was he there before Urban, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, old Vernell's at least with the helmet on, he looks just like his daddy.
Yeah.
Same number. Now listen, the third.
Uh-huh.
I didn't see the grandfather.
Right.
But the third is a much more accomplished, high ceiling player
Well,
than his dad was. His dad.
He looks terrific.
His dad worked his way onto the field and ultimately made plays for Florida.
So with him and Dallas Wilson and Trey Wilson and the tight ends, Sturdivant, and I think there are plenty of weapons. I love, Ball obviously looks great, ran extremely hard. So I thought that was a huge positive as well. So a lot of good things going on for the Gators on the offensive side. They're just a little, out of sync. And it probably comes from a lack of practice together.
100%.
And it shows you the importance of the practice element. And it's why, coaches want to get their guys out on the grass. And that's why Lagway's got to beat all the – now, listen, the problem is once a football season starts, guys don't usually get healthier. We kind of need Lagway to get healthier, not to get banged up. You know what I mean? So going forward, so it's going to be real interesting. But you know what? It's only the first step. The first of 15, 14 more to go.
Well, you did. Wow. Bold proclamation. I like it.
Yeah.
They did what they were supposed to do.
Yes.
Right. Look, there have been plenty of examples of 15th ranked teams in the country opening against some flyweight and, winning 38-20 or, can't get out of their own way or you don't feel as good as you can feel coming out of this.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is great. This is a great win if you have designs on being a 7-5 football team and going to a bowl. Congratulations.
Correct. That's what they look like tonight.
Right.
They didn't look like a team that is going to compete for an SEC championship. They looked more like a team that is in the
which is
middle
where
of
they're
the pack.
projected.
Right.
But
we think, at least I think, I don't know, I don't want to speak for you, but I think they have the potential to make the college football playoff, to win 10 football games. They're going to have to play better than they did tonight, especially on the offensive side of the ball. And listen, not just me saying it, Lagway's saying it too. He's saying it in the post-game press conference right now.
Yeah, of course he is.
Yeah.
That's what you take when you win 55-0 and you can't be satisfied. There's plenty to be unsatisfied about. I don't know if my opinion, though, on this football season has changed based on an easy route over an overmatched team. Let me see how they play at LSU.
Yeah.
I'll give you the first real indication on how ready they are to do those things.
And look, there we are.
Live.
There we are.
Oh, that's exciting. This now will cost us 10 minutes of attention from Dan Hicken.
Unfiltered.
Shiny things.
Yeah.
Now,
we're at the Voodoo Brewing Company, by the way, in San Marcos. So it's a really cool place. So we may have to come out here and watch some ball games.
I should probably have a brew. It's like a celebration beer every time we win. And maybe I'll have when we lose, I'll have like a tablespoon of like mayonnaise or something.
I'm into the brown water.
Yeah. No, I know that. I saw all that Beam they put in. I think it was Beam.
Yes.
I think we went old school South on me with Jim Beam. Now, I've been told. See, this is all warm and fuzzy. They won 55-0. But I have been told, in fact, assured, if I could get management's approval, though. But I have been told that because this is a podcast.
Yes.
And it's not an over-the-air broadcast.
Correct.
That I can be neither fired nor censured.
Yes.
Nor canceled.
Correct.
In fact, for anything that I say in the next 11 weeks, because trust me, tonight it's all fine and dandy. 55-0. We're dancing in the streets.
Yeah.
Heidi ho. We're down in the bayou with those crazy Cajuns in 2 weeks.
Things might get.
Yeah, it might be a little saucier.
Yeah.
On the podcast airwave. So again, is that in writing? Can't be censured.
Yeah.
Can't be fired. Can't be canceled.
That is correct from what I understand.
Okay.
And we can also say anything we want.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
We'll see. Today, I have no reason for my tongue to be salty.
Yeah.
It's a Saturday in the swamp where the Gators win 55-0. Yippee yay.
86 yards for Long Island. 86 yards of offense tonight. So, and Florida was once, like I said, Long Island got a first down on the first drive. After that,
who, like you said,
squat.
Florida beat Central Mich 82-6.
Yes.
But that wasn't totally because Central Michigan was so terrible. That was a really good Florida team.
Yes.
Spurrier had a bug up his butt for whatever reason,
Yes.
right? I tell me a worse team you've seen.
I don't think so.
Come to Gainesville than LIU.
And in fact, I think we sort of predicted it. And you know what the sad part is for LIU? They got to scrape up, go home,
Michigan State,
and go play Michigan State.
They didn't look that good today, so
maybe they can score.
Maybe we toughened them up.
Maybe they can score because that's about it.
I saw. Now, is this accurate? I saw a graphic up in the game. Did you see this about the LIU program? And at the bottom, it said Bowls 0-1.
Yeah,
I
what
understand
bowl?
that LIU went to a bowl game?
Yeah, that's a good question. What
Did you
bowl?
see that,
Yeah,
though?
I did. I did see that. I saw their stadium with their 6,000
I mean,
seat venue. I saw them practicing
Why
in the
would
gym.
you show that, by the way? If I'm LIU, I don't need you showing that.
Yeah.
Now I can't even get them on campus to visit.
They moved to Division I recently, so I mean, it is what it is, right? I mean, again, it was who was it supposed to be? UCF or Florida A&M or somebody different?
I think it was UCF, and then when they went to the Big 12,
yeah,
this is what they came up with.
Anyway, so anything
listen, they play FSU and Miami out of the conference, and USF, who's decent. You play 3 of those 4. It is what it is.
It is what it is. So, but listen, got it done. Lagway's not happy. That's a good thing. He's got to play better, much better. I don't like all the edge stuff, but that's part of Billy's offense. That's his offense. So I'm just gonna have to live with it. I don't know if I agree with it. I got a kid with a gun, with a rocket ship. I want him throwing the ball, pushing the ball down the field. I got speed everywhere. I want it spread out, and then I want to hit him with ball, and Jackson and those guys.
And they might.
Yeah.
I imagine they were playing it pretty close to the.
There's also some truth to that.
To the cover of the.
There's also
the playbook today.
Yeah.
I will say one thing, and I don't know if it was just circumstance.
Uh-huh.
And I'd be interested in seeing what the stats are, especially in this good run. They seem to be awfully effective converting passing touchdowns from inside the 10. We have more passing touchdowns from inside the 10. It's the most bizarre thing. It's like we play inside-out football.
DJ's throw to Sturdivant for the touchdown was big time.
That's right.
That was a big time.
It looked like
and Trey Wilson's catch in the end zone was a big time throw and catch. And that was on a third down play.
And like that, one of those was like a 25-yard, 7-yard pass.
Yes.
But
the one to Wilson on the out.
Yeah. For whatever reason, we seem to see our tight ends are usually active and targeted down there. And listen, I'll tell you what else you could be excited about, even though the opponent, and this is what you're going to look for next week against USF, and it's going to be why you can win in LSU and get off to a 3-0 start. As much as DJ Lagway, okay? That is I went and revisited just exactly what this defense did the last 4 games last year. Nick. I mean, do you remember what they did in Tallahassee to end the year?
Very good.
9 sacks, 5 forced fumbles. They just, after smothering LSU and smothering Ole Miss.
Right.
So I'm ready to see if they can smother a USF team that put 34 on the board.
Yeah.
Can they smother them? I think they can.
Well, and that's going to be that's one to look ahead to. And we do know this. USF is better than most of us thought, although their coach is thought of as an excellent coach, by the way, in the industry. And they got a quarterback who was hurt last year, but is back. A couple years ago, he's pretty good.
I think he may have been their player of the year.
He can make plays with his legs. He can make plays with his legs, that's for sure. And that always throws you into a little bit of, you got to be careful. You got to sort of cover that pretty well. So that will be interesting going forward. They're coming up here with up to the Swamp with a lot of confidence, right? So they're going to be thinking that, hey, man, we can go up there, we can win this football game. So that will be interesting as well. And then the gauntlet starts. I mean, 3 games in a row. I don't know that we'll get a feel for Miami tomorrow. They take on Notre Dame. And then obviously Texas after that. LSU, Miami, Texas. I mean, what in the blazes?
And then let's go to Texas A&M.
Then we go to Texas A&M.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Just have those 4 in a row all in the top 20. Again, USF may very well enter the rankings. Our neighbors to the northwest, they are going to enter the rankings this week for sure. That didn't look like was going to be.
Can we get Alabama on the schedule?
Yeah, right.
Maybe shift out somebody.
That's one of the great storylines today. The death of Alabama. You ready for this stat, Hick?
Yeah.
I dialed this one up. Alabama against unranked teams.
Yeah.
Under Nick Saban.
Yeah.
124-4. Alabama against unranked teams under Kalen DeBoer.
Yeah.
6-4.
Oh boy.
Is that a little worse?
You're cutting into the heart of the owner.
124. You know who was that mouthy FSU quarterback was the most right guy of the week.
Yeah.
Because
he backed it up.
And by the way, the hottest geo spot and thermal spot in the Southeast right now is that coach's chair in Tuscaloosa.
Oh.
It don't take long, buddy. That's unacceptable.
The problem is there's a little bit of a buyout there.
Yeah, for sure.
Of tens of millions of dollars. So
we'll worry about those potential rivals later. But here we celebrate a 1-0 start.
Yes.
Look, Billy's never been 2-0. chance to do that next week. Again, you ramp up the schedule. We'll see where we are. But if they get McCray, and
I think it's a good thing,
back,
regardless of who they played, that we're nitpicking after a 55-0 win with Billy Napier as the head coach. That's a positive step, right?
Yeah.
So there are some positives.
No terrible coaching blunders. No penalties.
No.
I mean, it really, as far as debut performances, except for maybe the O-line.
And continuing what he started,
there's
last
also
year
this.
at the end when they ripped off 4 wins in a row to end the season.
One other thought. I think the number now is down to it's 6 or 7 inherited players. So these are all Billy Napier guys.
Also true.
So is it fair to maybe give them credit that the guys that you're out there choosing that you fit, that feel fits you and can can play cohesively, all the things that go into the culture of the program you build? Maybe that contributes to no penalties? Is that too much of a stretch? Is that too much credit to give?
No, I think that's great. And listen, they ran a 2-minute drill at the end of the first half that resulted in a touchdown, right?
Yeah.
Bryce Thornton had a nice game. Sure. Remember, he's a kid who did real well against Ole Miss last year. He's worked his way in. So
first fumble recovery for touchdown under Billy Napier. That also was the first tonight.
All right.
So yeah, and that defense gets you excited, man.
Yeah.
And by the way, I was also thinking this. You want to win a natty, outside of what LSU did with Burrow, all these teams that have won the natty lately have had unbelievable defenses. Ohio State's and the Bamas and Georgia's. You can build your way back to 10-2 with something other than a Heisman winning quarterback. Mm-hmm. And that defense and what he's built, you mentioned he low key has been a really good transfer evaluator.
Yes. He's a very good evaluator of
low key. These
players.
Transfers every receiver he brings in is better than you thought they would be.
Well, it's not just that; it's the kids that he brings in. It's the freshmen. It's the recruits that he brings in. I mean, Jaden Ball was a 3-star who looks like one of the best running backs in the country.
Well, he looks like he's in even better shape, doesn't he? He look a little thinner.
Well, he set all those weightlifting records for Florida during the offseason. So,
I thought of this.
They're hyped up for him.
On that topic, because I know we're running out of time.
Yeah, we're about to go.
You're disappointed in. The idea, by the way, is when you're driving home from the game, you'll be able to listen to this live. It'll catch you. I thought of this idea. We got a guy squat 600 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tush push.
Yeah. Why don't we do the tush push with Ball?
Yeah.
Isn't that the reason they say that their Eagles are so good? Because of Hurts. What does he squat?
Like ungodly numbers.
Like 7 something.
I don't know. I don't know what he squats.
But anyway, just a thought. Maybe
not a bad idea.
We'll do a little tush push with Jaden Ball as we tush push LIU. Y'all go have an iced tea.
Yeah.
Because they need one, a Long Island iced tea.
Also, by the way, one other college football note, we really shouldn't do polls until a month into the season. I don't know why we do preseason polls. While you were watching 1 against 3 today, at any time in your mind did you say, boy, that looks like the best team in the country against another best team in the country? No, they look like bleep.
I woke
quite
up.
Frankly.
I woke up.
It didn't look good at all.
I woke up and the carpet was shag. The wallpaper had flowers. It was 1975.
Yeah, correct.
Woody Hayes was on one sideline and, Darryl Royal was on the other. That was that was hard to watch, man.
I want to rip Ryan Day, and then I went and look, and then I want to go look at his last 5 or 6 wins. Number 1, number 3, number 4, number 5. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So I can't. But I mean, he's so they get the ball on the 1 yard line, on their own 1 yard line. What do? They quarterback keep to let's get some breathing room. They call it. Why? It's a wasted play. Then they run, then they punt. But it makes no sense. But that's not neither here nor there.
Was it Ohio State that went for it inside their own 30 early in the game too? One of the teams today also did that.
Texas. Sark didn't warm up on his play call until late. He had a 4th and 2, and he ran it right up the middle against Ohio State. That's brilliant.
Again, the last little venture outside of Swamp.
These guys make $10 million a year. 4th and 2, let's just run it up the middle. Brilliant.
But the golden goose almost threw up the goose egg. Arch nearly threw a goose at you in his debut. That doesn't.
That bodes well for us.
If you've got a Heisman ticket with Arch, go ahead and tear that sucker up.
Yeah, he lost that thing today. That ain't coming back. All right, we're done.
Session over.
Yeah, Swamp Session's over. Appreciate you hanging out. Thank you to Voodoo Brewing Company for having us out here in San Marco. Come
do
check
it all
out.
year.
It's a great place to hang out. Great food, great drink, great vibes.
Good people.
We're
gonna have fun here.
So anyway,
all year long.
And
we're going 12-0, Bizzles.
Yeah, that's Swamp Sessions. We'll see you next week. Boom.
Catch Swamp Sessions with Dan and Jeff after every Gators game live from Voodoo Brewing Company, driven by Atlantic Infiniti. This one is done.